Okay, we're going to put some highlights and shadows on now, utilizing a variety of different tools, different brush sizes, and foam sponge. So I'm just going to watch along with this particular reference that we're using from Richard Corson's Stage Makeup book, and apply the highlights using a wide half-inch brush. This allows me to do large areas more efficiently and quickly. Really doesn't take that long once you've gotten the hang of it, and adjusted to how much paint is on the brush. See, I'm just putting tiny amounts on my face at this point, and I can always come back and blend them a little more, thuswise using up the paint, or at least most of it, on this brush. Now I'm changing to a smaller brush. This may be a 1/8 inch flat brush. This allows me to get into closer details. It's particularly cumbersome getting into the top of the nostril, side of the nose, with a larger brush. And this also lets me get to do a few more fine details, trying to give a kind of a liquidy look or a shiny look to the object that I'm creating. Switching then to an even different tool. This is a foam sponge. This allows me to blend out or erase any mistakes that I've made prior to that. Here's an angle brush. This is a particularly handy brush to get into tiny details. You could use it sideways to get some fine lines, and use the very sharp end to lead with as you do your shadowing and highlighting. Using the angle brush, you can get very sharp details for the crisp indentation or furrows under the eye or near the nasolabial fold. Near the center of the face, the corner of the eye, increasing the intensity of the shadow in very, very small strokes that blend into what you've done before. You don't want to get muddy with this, and that will happen if you get into the highlight and start mixing highlight and shadow. To find areas next to your face, you can squinch your eye, or you can furrow your eyebrow, furrow your forehead, and we'll see a little bit of that later. Changing to an even smaller brush, I go in and get some very fine details near the edge of the eye. And you can see how if you don't have these wrinkles, you can squinch up a little bit to see where they would be and go in and put the line where those furrows would occur, as opposed to going against them. Here I finish up with some forehead wrinkle effects, being very careful not to let that shadow get too thick. And here's the half that's been painted. Choosing an even finer round detail brush. These go by all kinds of numbers and names, 0, 0, 0, but the point is it's a very fine tip to this brush, and you're going to cut in, creating the illusion of a recessed wrinkle, furrowed eyes. Again, shadows make things recede, and highlights make them protrude, and that's the point of this exercise. This could be the basis of many different kinds of makeups. Here I'm just lining the eye. You could create ogres or zombies, or just plain aged people. And you can manipulate the highlights and the shadows to change the shape of your face. That goes for your nose as well. And practice makes perfect. Again, these exercises are referred to in text form from Richard Corson's Stage Makeup. Here's a little detail on the forehead, using very little paint on a fine, very fine, flat brush. And again, if I was going to critique this makeup, I'd take a closer look at the sides of the eyes, the wrinkles that are going out there, maybe refine those a little bit better. This will be continued in another video. more details later.